For decades, the world was told that UFO sightings were misunderstandings, camera glitches, weather balloons, military tests, or stories too strange to take seriously. But now, something has changed. A new wave of declassified material has reopened one of the most uncomfortable questions in modern history. What exactly has been moving through our skies, appearing on military sensors, and vanishing before anyone can explain it? This time, the conversation is not only coming from anonymous witnesses or blurry recordings shared online. It involves government files, military tracking systems, congressional pressure, scientists breaking their silence, and a growing demand for images and videos that many believe have been hidden for years. And the most unsettling part is not simply that some of these objects remain unidentified. It is that some experts are now admitting the phenomenon may be far stranger than advanced drones, secret aircraft, or foreign technology. Because if the most sensitive sensors in the world have captured something we cannot explain, then the real mystery is not whether UFOs exist. The real mystery is what they are. For years, the subject of UFOs lived in a strange place between ridicule and secrecy, where witnesses were often dismissed while governments quietly collected reports, videos, radar data, and testimony behind classified doors. But the latest push for transparency has changed the atmosphere because officials are no longer speaking as if the subject can simply be laughed away. Instead, they are acknowledging that unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, have been recorded in ways that cannot always be explained by conventional drones, known American systems, or confirmed foreign technology. That distinction matters. It does not automatically mean alien spacecraft, and serious investigation should never jump to the most dramatic explanation first. But it does mean the old answer of "there's nothing to see here" is becoming harder to defend. The most explosive part is the claim that only a fraction of the available material has been made public, while more videos and files may still remain locked behind internal bottlenecks, sensitive defense classifications, and agencies reluctant to release what they actually have. If that is true, then the first declassification may not be the full revelation. It may be the opening move. And that is why the public reaction has been so intense. Because once a government admits that some objects remain unexplained, people naturally begin asking the next question. How much more has not been shown? The images and videos at the center of this story are not ordinary internet clips taken from a shaky phone camera in the night sky. Some of the most important cases involve military sensors, radar tracking, infrared systems, and classified surveillance platforms designed to detect threats with extreme precision. That is why the alleged unreleased footage matters so much. If an object is seen only by one person, skepticism is easy. But if it is tracked by multiple systems, observed by trained personnel, and recorded by equipment built for national defense, then the question becomes more serious. One of the most disturbing descriptions involves an object that appears almost amorphous, shifting shape as it moves, as if it does not behave like a normal aircraft with a fixed structure. If such footage is authentic and accurately described, then it raises a problem that is much larger than identification. It raises the problem of behavior. Objects that change shape, move unpredictably, avoid clear capture, or appear to interfere with recording systems challenge the normal categories we use to explain aerial phenomena. A drone can be fast. A balloon can drift. A classified aircraft can be secret. But an object that behaves as if it is resisting observation enters a much stranger territory. And that is why people are watching NASA, defense officials, and Congress so closely. Because the public does not only want statements anymore. It wants the images. It wants the raw footage. It wants to see what the sensors saw. For a long time, the scientific community treated UFOs as a topic too contaminated by speculation to approach seriously. And many prominent scientists argued that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, a standard that still matters now more than ever. But the tone is shifting. Some scientists remain deeply skeptical, insisting that the available files do not prove alien life, non-human technology, or anything beyond unexplained aerial events. Their caution is important because without strong evidence, the subject can easily spiral into fantasy. Yet other scientists have become more open, not necessarily because they believe every claim, but because the quality of testimony and censored data has changed the conversation. When military personnel, intelligence officials, pilots, and government insiders describe objects that do not fit known explanations, the question becomes harder to ignore. Even scientists who once dismissed the subject outright are now admitting that some cases deserve serious investigation rather than ridicule. And then there are the more controversial voices, people with backgrounds in physics, intelligence, or government research who claim that recovered technology, reverse engineering efforts, and non-human origins may be part of the hidden story. Those claims remain extraordinary and must be treated carefully. But the fact that they are being discussed publicly by people with serious credentials shows that the wall of silence is cracking. And once that wall begins to crack, the question is no longer whether scientists should study the phenomenon. The question is whether they can afford not to. The most cautious explanation is that these objects are advanced human technology, perhaps from rival nations, classified programs, or experimental systems that have not been publicly acknowledged. If that is true, then the issue is still extremely serious, because it would mean sensitive airspace has been penetrated by technologies that current defense systems cannot easily identify or counter. But the other possibility is the one nobody can say casually. What if some of these objects are not human? That does not automatically mean little gray beings stepping out of a crashed saucer, because the phenomenon may be stranger than the old Hollywood version of extraterrestrials. Some researchers have even suggested that if a non-human intelligence is involved, it may not fit our normal idea of visitors traveling across space in metal ships.